What's good, YouTube, Body Mechanic family? Yours truly, Big John, the Body Mechanic Drain. And I'm just sitting here figuring, that I needed to, add something to the Beginners to Winners video series. Some of the most asked questions that I've been getting from some of my clients, co-workers, you know, people new to fitness in general. So I have wanted to sit down and answer at least some of, to me, the five most important questions. And I know it's a lot more. And feel free to, leave questions in my comment box, you know, um, or concerns or, any ideas or whatever. I'm always open to new input, advice, whatever it is. So, we family, we can talk like that. So, just check me out. But one of the first questions I wanted to address was how long will it take, if you just starting out working out to see results? Now, realistically, everybody's body types are kind of different. Some people are what we call hard gainers, and then for some, they can, easily gain, like lean mass or size or whatever the case may be. So it may vary, in terms of, that body type of that person, but generally speaking, you can usually see results when you're starting to work out, I say like within like 4 to 6 weeks, so yeah, that's allowing your body to adapt to, the nutrition that you finna start, you know, absorbing. Hopefully, if your goal is, to lose weight, then once you find out what's your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, or the calories you need for that day, and your level of activity, then, you want to at least have an idea of how many calories you need for that day. And then, like I said, if your goal is for weight loss, then you want to decrease that by like maybe like 500 calories, and allow your body to get adjusted to that, as well as your workout that you're doing. Now, if your goal is just the opposite, which is to obviously gain muscle, then you want to go back to look at your BMR or your basal metabolic rate and see how many calories you require for that day, plus your level of activity. And when I say level of activity, I mean like if you're sedentary, however you say that, and you haven't worked out in a while, I say, they have numbers, and I'm going to do another video on that you can plug in so you can kind of get an idea of, like I said, how many calories you need for that day. And then that way it kind of lets you know, if you trying to gain weight, it lets you know that you may need to eat like 300 more calories than what you're normally taking in based on your level of activity, and your nutritional needs, for what your goal is. So I hope that helped. I got a couple more questions. The second one was, and this is one of my favorite. I remember getting some of these like when I first started out. How many sets of exercises should I do? Now, again, that can vary depending on your level of fitness. If you've never worked out in quite some time, then I'd say just starting out would be like doing sets. You can start off with like 1 to 2 sets, see how you feel, because, your body's getting adjusted to new stuff, new weights, new resistance, being worked on all different planes of motion and stuff like that. So, but then again, if you can do another set, then by all means push it out. I don't want to ever give someone the impression that, doing a few sets is your limit, because some people here can do 4 to 5 sets, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, that's a more intermediate to advanced level of fitness, which means they activity level may not be from 1 to 3 days a week, but it may be from 3 to 5 times a week or even 5 to 6 times a week. So that's a higher level of activity, which also requires a higher level of calories depending on them and what their goals are. Like if their goal, of course, is to gain lean muscle, then they're going to be working a lot more, so those calories don't sit and store themselves for fat. So that's why your level of activity is just as important as knowing your calorie count, for that total day intake, calorie intake. Sorry, getting tongue-tied. And just the opposite if your goal is for weight loss. You want to know, based on your activity level, from like 1 to 3 times a week, or from 3 to 5 times a week, then that kind of plays in favor, because if your goal is to lose weight, then you want to burn them calories, and you also want to decrease those calories. You want to be in a caloric deficit, like by maybe, like, I say realistic, like 250 to 500 calories if your goal is weight loss. So hopefully that'll help you. In terms of how many reps, I would say, once again, you can do it starting out from try from 10 to 12 sets. If your goal is weight loss, that should be a decent little range. If your goal is to not only burn fat but increase your cardiorespiratory system, and your muscular endurance system, then if you feel that you can go from 12 to 15 reps, in 3 sets, then by all means, have got doggone party. Don't limit yourself. See, the thing about a lifestyle change is no limits to what you're trying to do. So I don't want to ever say, 10 sets is good. To me, that's actually like 8th grade high school workout, when you first starting out and stuff. So again, hope that helps you out. If you got any questions, feel free on that subject, and I'll elaborate a little further on that. My third question is, they want to lose weight and they don't know where to start. Okay, coming back to the nutrition, remember, fitness is 80% nutrition, 20% working out. If their goal is weight loss, then you definitely got to, kind of tap into knowing how many calories per day that your body requires at rest, just regular body function, your heart pumping blood, your other vital organs doing what they do. You need a certain amount of calories for your age, your gender, your height, and your weight. You need just for daily function. So then if your goal is weight loss, then you want to say, okay, well, once I found that out, and based on my level of activity, if you sedentary or only work out from 1 to 3 times, there's a certain formula to plug in. And once again, I'm going to do another video on that. That kind of gives you a roundabout estimate of how many calories you should be eating based on your level of activity. So from 1 to 3 times a day, I think it's like 1.2, and you multiply that times your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate, 3 to 5, and you if you're working out 3 to 5 times a day, then you multiply, I think it was something around a ballpark of 1.375 times your basal metabolic rate, so on and so forth and stuff. So at least that'll give you a general ballpark. And then, by weight loss being your goal, you want to scale back at least 250 to 500 calories, so you can allow your body to adjust to the change. Then you got to look on the workout side. So you want to start realistically working out anywhere from like 3 to 5 times a day, and doing, I want to say like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you want to have like your weight training days. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you want to do your cardio days. Okay? Also, speaking of cardio, I generally, don't really, see any reason why you can't just do like a good half an hour of cardio, because what happens is, usually when it's going from like a half an hour to 45 minutes of cardio, well, you may have the tendency to elevate your cortisol level. And we all know cortisol is bad news when you're trying to burn fat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a stress hormone, and that being released, kind of sort of is counterproductive to you burning fat in the first place. So that's why I say roughly like anywhere from like uh, half an hour to 45 minutes of cardio on your cardio days is a decent amount of cardio. Okay, so I hope that helped. Let's get to the next question. Let's see what it was. I feel pain, when I'm working out, am I working out incorrectly or what is that? Well, um, that's what we all experience when we haven't worked out in a while, and that's called DOMS, DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness. And that's normal. That's basically your joints, trying to get adjusted to a workout that you haven't done. You're moving your body weight. If you joined a gym, then you're actually moving free weights or machine weights or cable weights and stuff. So you're putting a different kind of mechanical load on your body. So your body adjusting to your own body weight as well as moving, all of those other sorts of weights or exercises is trying to get, acclimated to it, so to speak. So to answer that question, feeling a little bit of pain and a little bit of discomfort is normal. It's nothing to be alarmed about. Usually it'll go away or subside in about maybe 2 to 3 days, and you should be okay. You should be fine. And then, let me see, my fifth question is, and this is one of the ones I get mostly asked from a lot of ladies, is will they bulk up if they lift weights? Now, ladies, once again, let's be clear on this. We all know that if you look at that little atlas man that used to be in the encyclopedia book, you see all muscles. You don't see any fat. Muscles is what give the body shape. So if your goal is to be a lot more toned, and look more shapely, then quite naturally, just think of the little anatomy man, in any encyclopedia, you see all of the muscles. So quite naturally, that's what you want to start doing is resistance or weight training, because that's what help give your body that nice, lean, toned look. So if that's the look that you were trying to achieve, then yeah, I'm afraid you're going to have to start lifting weight. But here's the thing I want you to be aware of. Women don't produce enough testosterone in their bodies, to bulk up like a man. Now, I'm not disrespecting on, my female bikini competitors or my female bodybuilders, no disrespect. But when you see a lot of them, that almost physique is a little bit more masculine appearing, then, some of them may be taking, nutritional supplements, or some might be, on the gear, so to speak, But I mean, to each his own. Hey, I'm not knocking nothing because, like I said, they competing at a higher level. Those are like professional athletes, and then some just want it for the aesthetics. But if your goal is to just get lean and toned, then just doing cardio alone ain't gonna cut it. That's gonna bring their body fat down, But you got to bring the lean body weight up, and the only way to bring any type of weight up, and remember that lean muscle help gonna burn that fat. Fat don't burn fat, muscle burn fat. But in terms of, bringing that body fat down, you got to bring the lean body weight up. So the only way to do that is to lift weights, resistance training. So ain't no way around that. So I know, some of y'all might not want to hear that, but it ain't going to kill you. You can do light weights or you can do heavyweight. If you're doing heavyweight, ladies, I would suggest that you do like a good intense workout. Lift to what's heavy for you. And then, as I told you in the beginning, you got a certain set of and rep range. So, chances are, if you experience some soreness after doing a heavyweight workout, then just stick with it, in 4 to 6 weeks as it gets easier to you, or you don't feel as sore like you used to, then that's when you're able to progress to the next, set of heavier weight, to challenge yourself, to push yourself. But once again, you don't have to worry about, I'm finna bulk up like the Incredible Hulk or some shit like that. No, this, you ain't gonna have that. So, once again, I hope this helped. If you got any more questions or comments, feel free. And like I said, I will be doing another page on nutrition so you can get an idea of how to put together you a decent exercise program as well as a healthy meal planning program. So I'd say probably in that video, I'm gonna maybe show you how to plug in those numbers to, finding out your macronutrients and stuff like that, how to count your macronutrients, how to, take the guesswork out of it, because I'm gonna simplify it for you. So again, I love y'all. Thanks for checking in with me. I'm gonna keep these videos and quality content coming. And like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's cool. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, Pump Up. That's a new app. That's pretty hot. Shout outs to my guy Mike Corey, Chris Jones, a big inspiration of me. Taking this stepping out of the personal training realm and bringing it to you. Matt Ogres. I'm just thinking of guys who inspire me, and hopefully this will inspire you. So like I said, hope that helps. All right, peace.